Hello, beautiful souls. I am the Magical Medium, and welcome to this spiritual guidance channel. Today we are working with the last quarter / third quarter moon energy. We are in the transition and forgiveness phase. In real time, it's January 15th, 2023. I feel like it's someone's birthday today, so happy birthday if it's your birthday. So welcome. Yeah, look before you. We are working with Alana Fairchild's White Light Oracle and the Self-Care Oracle. We are asking Spirit to give us some guidance on what we need to transition out of and forgive so that we can move forward. Oh, today was a doozy for me. I don't know about you guys, but you know, we're just a few days away from Mercury going direct, and I'm very grateful for that. It's a very interesting time right now. I'm really not sure exactly what each one of us is working through or towards. I was trying to say towards and through at the same time. I'm getting ahead of myself. But I do know that I have been struggling with certain things, and I do feel like I am kind of a compass that way. And not just myself. That's not my ego, that's my soul knowledge, meaning like there's a reason why Spirit wants me to do these readings on the day or in the energy, you know, however you want to say it. And there's a lot of grace and guidance that comes through it because of all of my abilities. So I feel it more intensely, and everything in my life happens more intensely as well. And right before this, my partner and I were just like going through some intense conversations about, you know, our lives, our childhoods, the inner child. You know, how now we're at the point where we no longer can play and placate with energies that don't align with ours. It's exhausting. It feels almost self-deprecating too. I think it feeds our ego in a way instead of just, you know, especially the placation, right? If we're placating, I don't know if that's a word, but I know placating is, you know, if you're just like, sure, you know, you're just kind of like giving in because it's just easier to give in than to go against the grain. And yesterday I found, you know, my partner and I, we were in a situation where we dealt with something so differently. And I was saying today, I'm like, this is why, especially Sadhguru, this is coming around from a lot of light workers, but definitely Sadhguru in a lot of different ways. They've been talking about how, you know, we literally cannot control what someone is going to do or what they're going to say. We can't. Unless we do it with coercion, magic, dark magic, manipulation, right? But that's fucking karma, man. And that feeds into dharma and purpose and why we're here and what we're doing. And as light workers, if you found yourself here, you are a light worker, a leader of some kind in this spiritual battle, war, if you will. You know, make no mistakes about it, it is. And so, you know, this isn't a, what side are you on? This is a, whoa, I'm on the side of everyone. Let us each take care of ourselves. I mean, think about it for a second. I want you to close your eyes if you'll indulge me. And if you're driving, I understand. So just clear your mind. And I want you to ask yourself, or even not even a question, Spirit said, it's basically a fact. If every being on this planet took care of themselves, there would be no war, there would be no problems. Because we've spent so many years being the victim and blaming each other. And I'm this way because of you. And we've gone through different stages of it. In the 50 decades that I've been here in this body, the 50 decades, the 5 decades. That's awesome. It feels like it. It feels like it. Maybe I've done 50 decades straight, and I'm just like, dude, man, like fucking 500 years straight. You know, that would make a lot of sense, because I really do feel like in all time in history, the last 500 years definitely feels like it's all smushed together for me. So maybe you're feeling that too, and who knows, maybe we are. But the grace and the gratitude of the humanity has been coming back over and over and over. Please take time when you can and go into the community tab on my page. If you're new to YouTube, there's tabs at the top, and you just scroll over and check out the About section too, because that's like a little message from Spirit to you. But the community section, you know, I live with music. Like, music is such a massive part of like my being and who I am, wherever I come from. I don't know, but I love it. I love storytelling through music. I love it. It's what I do. I'm just a storyteller. I'm here. I'm telling you my experiences, sharing, you know, my downloads with you, and then we pull cards, you know. But I'm a channel, I'm a telepath, blah, blah, blah. But they're just labels, things that we put on things to be able to identify certain things. But we are unraveling decades and decades and decades and lifetimes, right? Of ancestral tragedy, trauma. But good stuff too, right? Good stuff too. So in the coming months and in this coming year, there's going to be a lot of times where we will be challenged. Look up the number 7 in tarot. Research that. Research 7 in numerology. I'm a life path 7. Now, all 3 of those meanings, all 3 of those quote unquote topics, compartments, have different meanings and belief systems behind them. So research them all. Only research one, whatever feels good to you. But the placation has got to stop. And I realized it yesterday, because I was like, it's almost like a poison in a way. You know, if someone's just behaving badly in your presence, it's like, do we just like let it go and let them be themselves? Yeah, we do. But if we feel like we are being harmed or attacked in any way or bullied, do we allow that to happen? No. We set our boundaries. We stick up for ourselves. And it was just this interesting, you know, situation. And it's just been with us. Like, you know, it's been amazing. So I wanted to share this with you guys, because I think this transition and forgiveness of this moon is really interesting, because this was the last new moon of 2022. So I believe that the new moon in 2023, the new moon in Aquarius, is going to really change and transition everything. And just to give you a heads up, so today in real time, I don't know when I'm going to post this, but in real time, it is Sunday, January 15th. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4 days till Mercury's like direct, and you know, and then we have 6 days until the new moon. So Saturday, the 21st, is the new moon in Aquarius, and it's a super moon. And if you don't know anything about supermoons, I want you to research it. They're really getting serious about it now, because I would always like tell you guys things or give things up front, but it's for your own good. You know what I mean? Like, because we cannot be lazy anymore in our practice. We have got to move forward with purpose. We are here for a reason. We didn't come here to play small. 858 and 859, those are angel numbers. And if you're new here, if I throw things out like I just did, that's for you to look up and research on your own. If it feels good, if it sits right. If it doesn't, let it just fly by, right? Because there's lots of us here, and we're all getting different messages, right? We're all getting different downloads. We're getting the same information, but we're applying it to our own situation. And that is what we're meant to do. That's the whole point of working together as a community in spirit. So with that being said, take this next week, you know, because right now we're in the 3rd quarter, but then we're going to be in the waning crescent, and the waning crescent is all about rest and restore. And I'm super excited. Don't quote me on this, but I'm almost 100% positive that we're going to be doing a pick a reading for the last moon cycle for the rest and restore. because I got this new deck over here, Self-Care Oracle, and then I got this other Wellness Oracle, and I feel like we're going to do something with that for the Rest and Restore. I'm not 100% sure. Or it could just be that we're going to be working on self-care, and I got this vibe from Spirit. Like, I saw it kind of like sprawled out, like we all have different things that we need to focus on, and you know, self-care is different for all of us. So stay tuned for that. So this is our theme for today. Life isn't a puzzle to solve, but a journey to indulge in. And how do we do that? By transitioning out of the mindset that we are all, like, that we're in some race, that we're in this competition. You know, it's like, even right now, I have other lighting I can use. It's actually daylight. I can use natural light, but this is the lighting they wanted me to bring in right now. And it's because they want us to stress less. They want us to calm down. And I know it's not the full moon, but I was feeling like the moon, Lilith, it's like when she's at her best, she's at her glory, right? She's full. And they want us to start feeling like that feeling of celebration, of fullness. Each moon cycle, we go through the same thing, but the moons are different because of the placement in the solar system, right? Now, when we just had the full cold moon, that's when it's further away. It looks really tiny, right? Because depending on where you live, right? Because the way that the planets work, right? It's a circular energy. So if you're above the circle, you see, you know what I mean? Like, you see the outer energies of Earth different than if you're at the bottom of the circle or in the middle of the circle. We have people in this tribe that are from all over the world, and welcome to the new people. We have some really awesome, we have a lot of new countries here, and I'm excited because it just gives me hope. It's like, you know, I always look at it as like the push pins, you know what I mean? Like, if you looked at a map of the world and you put where you are and I am, if we each had a little glowing light push pin, if the world were, if it was night everywhere, right? If it was dark, but then you came outside the planet and looked around and each of our push pins were a little ball of light, you would see how connected we are, right? Because we would just have to cast that string to one of our other lights, right? And before you know it, we're all pulled together. We're scattered apart because we need to help where we are. That culture, that belief system. We're here to be the radicals, to break it down. We're the rebels. We're the white light oracle embodied. We're the white light warriors. But we also have to remember to take care of ourselves. So, in the white light oracle, or on the white light oracle, it says, enter the luminous heart of the sacred. And as we transition, fully transition out of 2022, they want you to think about what it is that you need to let go, what it is that you need to focus on, really truly letting go, leaving it behind in 2022 so you can have a fresh start. There's always a transition period. We are there now, right? If you think of the moon as its most illuminated experience, right? When she's at her peak, at her fullest, but she has to come down, right? Because when you get to that high, you got to come down. Because when we come down is when we learn the lessons. But we never, ever forget to live in our luminous, sacred heart. So we're going to pull some cards from that deck right now. Ooh, 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 girl. Ah, knock the moon down and everything. I almost feel like they're like, okay, you can pull the moon out now. Like, that's... I was like, wow, that could have gone horribly, horribly wrong. I'm so glad it didn't. Anyway, so we're going to keep self-care over here in the corner. But I did want to show you this. Look at how cute on the box. I thought it was a sticker. I was trying to get it off. It's on there permanently, and it says, let the self-care oracle deck guide you to mindful peace. And then I like that it's like spark plug. Like, is that someone's name? The company? Like, I don't know. But it's just really cool. I love this deck. Wait till you guys see it. I'm excited to share it with you. It's actually, like, honestly, one of the most special decks. And I got it at Marshall's. Those of you who shop in the United States, you know what I'm talking about. It's like TJ Maxx or Ross, or I don't know what they're like abroad, but anyway. So, and always be kind. That's one of our mantras, right? Our mantras for 2023 are always be kind, and also to live with hope and humility in our hearts. And remind ourselves that You know, I love, 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 love every being and every living thing. However, it's been getting tough, 1458. It has been getting tough. And so as we're transitioning out of last year, we need to go forward with love, because the other thing they want me to say is our hearts are so pure. They really are. It's only the third dimensional energy that corrupts it. And if we allow it to corrupt it, right? Because I feel like they're saying we're allowing it to be corrupted. We are allowing it. We cannot blame or do the victim or whatever, you know. And then if we are in a situation of feeling like a victim or blame, it's like, ask ourselves why. The lavender wanted to come in today because they're like, you know, we need to find a calming place. A calming place. I'm going to burn some too. And I'm sending this energy your way wherever you are. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for blessing us and healing us. Thank you, lavender energy, for bringing us calmness so that we remember to stress less and that everything is working in perfect divine timing. It's a tough one. I know. It is a tough one. It's a tough one to think, you know, why don't I have control? Because we've been told we need to have control. And control is the problem. That's the problem, is control. Oh my, you guys, oh my goddess. First of all, I was telling you about Dharma. So when I was saying to go into the community tab, I do screenshots of like music. And so when I'm preparing, I, you know, go into different musical energies, and I will post the ones that inspired this reading today. But the last one was The Law of Dharma by Deepak Chopra. And for the last like 24 hours, I've been seeing phoenixes everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And look at this. Come on. I was like, what? For me, like, but I love when this shit happens because it's like, it's so real for me. And look at 43. What was I saying about sevens? See, 2023 is a 7. It's like we're almost there, but we still have to do the work. We still got to get through it. But we have to learn how to put up our boundaries. Say no when we mean no. If you can, go back and check out the shorts. I did some really great shorts with the Divine Goddess Energy, the Divine Feminine Oracle. And I mean, of course, I pulled Freya. I pulled Freya on Friday the 13th. I mean, it's like that's not an accident. There's a lot of cards in that deck. You know, go back and look at that one and the other one that I posted. And I've done a lot more. I just haven't posted them yet. But so this is 43, the Karma of Kutahala. Oh my gosh, the Karma of Kutahala. And I feel like this is like one side of it, like the transition, and then the forgiveness is this. So I'm going to pull this too, because I got the vibe from Spirit that we were going to pull more than one card. Hold on, let me see. Do you want me to read? Is it in, should we read from the book first? Okay. So research the phoenix. That's the spirit animal that they want us all to work with. It's the end of, you know, it's like I said, it's the beginning of 2023, but it's not like a snap or a light switch moment, right? It's like the same with the moons. It's like it might be a new moon, but you're still transitioning out of the energy of the old moon. So that's why it's, if you can commit to it and commit to watching these readings this year, I think it will help you a lot, because last year was the first year that we did readings for every single moon cycle. And those of you who walked with me last year, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it was really cool. It was intense, but it was cool. And we learned so much. And so I'm kind of feeling like the same thing like is going to happen this year, but I feel like it's just going to get even more, where it's going to get to the point where we'll know exactly, we'll be able to know the moon cycle, not by looking outside, but by the energy. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? So this is a brand new year, brand new. It almost feels like a brand new decade, even though it's 2023. I feel like it's just like we went over some hump or something in 2022. Oh, don't forget to daydream, Spirit said. So remember we were talking about transition and forgiveness, number 15. Spirit saying, don't forget to daydream. Oh, do you see that little angel that came through here? Okay, so we've got that. And then do we have any more that you want to pull from that? Okay, so I'm going to pull in here. Hold on. Okay, you guys. So take a screenshot if you're so called to do so. But if they're only having me read a little bit of Karma of Kutahala, so I want you to research that on your own, or at least Kutahala, you know. But I'm going to read this to you, and this is all that they want me to share for now. And if you are compelled and pulled to reach more, also they want me to point out, look at how the phoenix is reaching for the lavender, like he's reaching for peace. He's reaching, he's like, I'm done with this shit, right? Because the phoenix, and also research phoenix and the phoenix rising out of the ashes. Okay, they told me to just leave it there. Okay, your sacred soul passion is powerful enough to shift the state of your inner reality and your outer experience. So commit to what truly ignites your heart and do not be dissuaded by anything or anyone anymore. If you are seeking to make a commitment, do so when it truly connects you to your heart. Follow your genuine, meaningful bliss and know that no matter what appears to be, you shall prevail and you shall arise. Ooh. Okay, so the next one is daydream. So the interpretation of the imagery, so let's go to daydream now. It says, a man with his eyes closed and a peaceful look on his face allows an unseen figure to water the flower garden sprouting out of his head. Who is feeding his imagination? We think it is actually him, nurturing himself. As he daydreams, he lets part of himself go, and then that part comes back from a different angle with a gift. So the practice of this card is, moderation is key to many positive practices in life. Run excessively, and you might injure your knees. Work too hard, and you could burn out. The same goes for daydreaming. While it's not good to walk around being a space cadet, a little daydreaming every day is a wonderful self-care practice. When we daydream, we disassociate just a little bit. Part of our brain loses touch with the self and reality. When we let that part of our brain go on a stroll, it often comes back bearing something interesting. It could be trivial, like a funny memory, or it could be profound, like the solution to a problem that was seemingly unconquerable. Give yourself quiet time to daydream every day. If you have trouble letting go, then set a specific time and duration and force yourself to do it. Your brain deserves its own time to wander. Just don't let it get lost. Oh, I love that. So I feel like this transition and forgiveness is of ourselves, you know, like we're like, look at, I mean, the transition, we get the phoenix rising from the ashes. What? Like, that's awesome, right? And then we get daydream for the forgiveness. Like, yeah, like forgive, like let yourself go. One of our fellow tribe members was telling me recently that they go for these walks and how they're like, I don't bring anything with me. I don't even, not even music. Like, that's my time. It's just, I am cut off from everyone. Like, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, I need that 30 minutes to myself to just walk, to just be, to just, you know, so give yourself some time. I feel like the rest and restore, we're going to go deeper on that. But, you know, sometimes we get this energy from one year to another where it's like, you have to move really quickly. You have to move really fast. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you just came out of 2022. What's going to happen for 2023? Have you hit the gym yet? Did you change your diet? And it's like, whoa, dude, we just fucking, like, this just happened, right? So we need to allow and give ourselves time to transition out of whatever it is that we've been going through or struggling with. And you may still be there. You know, maybe right now you need to stay where you are and you're waiting for the new moon energy, right? Like, then let yourself be there, especially over this next week. So I'm going to try and get this out as soon as possible, but take really good care of yourselves and each other, you guys, and allow yourself to daydream, but just don't go so far off the map that you don't want to come back. You know, my husband, he's also a spirit guide, but he works with plant medicine, and we were having an interesting discussion about that. You know, it's like, that's why he decides like how much they're going to get and what's going to happen. He discusses with spirit what they can and can't handle, because there are some people that would literally not come back. Like, because it's when we really go into the subconscious and we go into the outer worlds and the outer realms, it's a very different place than the quote unquote reality that we live in here. So it's good to go there in meditation. It's good to, you know, but for, you know, right now you have to remember that you are a light worker, angel, human being, or whatever, light being, but you're having a human experience. You're not human. So remember, you don't want to stay in those heavy human energies. Work in the light, work in the dark. That's why we worked in this lighting today. you know. But as we get into the rest and restore energy, it's going more into the dark energy. And maybe you need to stay there for a little while you're working through something, and look forward to when you're feeling better and you can just burst out of that into the light like the phoenix and go towards the lavender, go towards the healing energies. Okay, you guys, and feed your mind, feed your heart, and feed your soul, and take yourself out of situations that you don't need to be in, that don't do that. Listen, look at this last mantra where it's about to cut me off. To truly flourish is to release all the tension that holds me back from letting love pour through me. Perfect way to go out. Until next time, take really good care of yourselves and each other. I love you. Blessed be.